Hello. I truly hope everything is broadcasting correctly because it's been quite a few weeks since we've done this here live stream. So I will be right back in about 20 seconds for tech checks and introductions. So here's hoping this is broadcasting to both places tonight, or at least one, because Mercury isn't Gatorade, guys. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to give you guys a heads up about that. Anyway, I will be back in 20 seconds. Welcome to another episode of Tarot by Hilary Live. I am your host with the most, is Hilary of tarotbyhilary.com, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, here to demystify the mystical and put you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. So forgive me for being a few minutes late. We did have a couple of tech issues, but hopefully, crossing my fingers and my toes that things are working correctly and will remain working correctly. But if they are not, feel free to jump over to one of the two channels, either the Book of Face or the Tube of You, whichever one is still casting. I will give you a heads up about it. Or if it happens to drop off, go to the other one. All right, tonight we are unboxing a lovely gift of my clients. So last week, as I was mentioning, and again, Mercury in retrograde got me because I had posted right before I was on my way to my private event saying, hey, there's no show tonight because I'm doing a private event. So I'm on my way to that. And next week, I will definitely have an episode for you. And it just so happens that my tarot client from that private event gave me the gift of a new tarot deck, and it's one that I don't have, which awesome. So this is Stella Andromeda's Wise Cat Tarot from Hardy Grant Books. I think it's a different publisher though. I don't know. I'm not familiar. And this deck is completely new to me. Don't know much about it, but I accepted it happily. So this is what we are going to be unboxing tonight, the Wise Cat Tarot. And yeah, we will be working with this deck for the remainder of March. So that's the episode tonight. But of course, we do have the 3 pillars of the live stream, which is Astro-Weather from Teresa Reed's wonderful Astro Biz Digest. To start the episode, we will do the mid-episode reading if we have any live viewers. And we will do that mid-episode reading from the Wise Cat Tarot, which is the one that we're unboxing tonight. And then finally, we will do a weekend forecast at the end of the episode in which I pull an oracle card to kind of guide you through what to expect for the weekend, kind of the energy to go into the weekend so you are prepared and not scared. So if that sounds great to everybody, let me know in the chat. I see that Fran is here. Hello to Fran. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me go ahead and pull up my pretty overlay for an unboxing, since it is another unboxing episode. So I don't have to show that lower third. Everything is, all of the information is in there. And then also, we have my socials over here at Tarot by Hilary, Hilary with one L. And that way you do have my socials, so that if you want to see the different cards in the Wise Cat Tarot for the remainder of March, you can check out my socials. I'm pretty much at Tarot by Hilary on most social say that 5 times fast, most social media platforms. So if you want to see more of the deck after the unboxing of the major arcana, look at my socials to see that. All right, so I am getting an alert from the Book of Face saying that the broadcast might have stopped. So if you are tuning in over the Book of Face, like, this is what I said before, just in case, tune in over on the Two of You. And I'm just going to do the tech check now. Because I don't know why. I don't know why that is. I just saw it. It was there. So I am going to comment over there and make sure. All right. Just in case, I'm moderating my own stuff. Fran says, I still see you. I'm going to display it on screen. If we happen to drop out at any point, please make sure to join us over on the Two of You. So there it is, right there. At Tarot by Hilary, you know where to find me. Just in case. All right, so let's start off with the astrology from Teresa Reed, aka the Tarot Lady, from her wonderful AstroBiz Digest. I'm going to go ahead and display that on screen. So it's $99 for a year-long subscription to the AstroBiz Digest, astrology in layman's terms, straight to your email inbox. It is geared towards entrepreneurs and business owners, but I have found it to be incredibly helpful in planning both my personal life and my professional life. So it's very, very worth it. Incredibly affordable. And on this live stream, I will usually reference Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and the kind of general transits overall for the week, because I don't want to give away the farm. If you're truly interested in what Teresa has to say astrology-wise, and you're liking what you're hearing from what I'm saying, the brief snippet that I'm saying, please feel free to get a subscription for yourself. And I'll go ahead and show that, how to do that, on the lower third right here, thetarolady.com/astrobizdigest. So very first thing, before we get into the unboxing, the very first thing is Mercury is in Gatorade. It is indeed. So keep that in mind as you're going through your life. Remember that Mercury rules travel, technology, and communication. So all three of those topics kind of go a little bit kaflooey during a Mercury retrograde. So plan ahead. Try not to sign any contracts if you can't help it. Try not to buy any new technology if you can help it. Yeah. So Mercury is retrograde. Back up your computer, slow down, plan for delays, watch your words, and keep your cool. So we have quite a bit of stuff going on this week, the week of March 2nd to the 8th. So I'm going to give you the overall transits first of all, and then we'll talk about Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Mars moves into Pisces on the 2nd, so that already happened a couple days ago, a placement that is uncomfortable for the warrior planet. Mars wants action while Pisces wants to dream. While this transit can be decent for taking action on your visions, it can also lead to wool gathering, impracticality, and emotionally driven responses. The best way to handle this, so wool gathering, I guess fluff, I don't know. The best way to handle this, take a deep breath if you feel triggered. Don't push yourself. Be as patient with yourself as you are with your clients. Everyone is in their feelings now, so drama is possible, but preventable if you pay attention. For marketing, aim for the heart and client care and kindness with boundaries. The end. Mars remains here until April 9th, so we got a way to go. Mars in Pisces from the 2nd, March 2nd until April 9th. So we got about a month in this energy, so let's learn to work with it instead of against it, okay? Full moon, lunar eclipse in Virgo on the 3rd. So again, that happened a couple of days ago. I believe it was on Monday or Tuesday. It's ideal for completing projects. It's also possible an assignment ends, possibly out of the blue, or an employee may take a leave of absence. Eclipses tend to be wild, so it is best to tie up loose ends, let go, and take nothing personally. That's really hard for me, you guys, but I'll try. I would not recommend hosting an important meeting today. Put that off until later in the month. Finally, this is what's happening today. And I love it because my natal Venus is in Aries. So Venus is in Aries on the 6th. It's your green light to get your PR pumping. Aries isn't shy, and you shouldn't be either. Pitch the media, say yes to podcast appearances, and host as many live streams, as you can. The more you are seen, the more green you'll collect. Also, use this time to fire up your community with games, with challenges, or fun contests. Everyone needs a distraction, might as well be you. Lastly, people can be aggressive during this transit, so keep those boundaries firm. And Venus switches signs on the 30th. So we are Venus in Aries from March 6th, today, March 6th, until March 30th. So we got time to work with those energies. And also my natal Venus is in Aries. So I am very, very comfortable with this energy. So me likey, me very happy about it. All right. Any questions so far before we get into the nitty gritty of Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? Let me know. Okay. So Friday, again, we talked about Venus into Aries. So we already spoke about that. The moon is void today, making this day better for tying up loose ends. I also did pull the Four of Swords today from the Shadowscapes Tarot. So that is a card of rest, recuperation, relaxation, meditation. So that goes really well in hand with a void moon. So tie up loose ends, take it easy, or better yet, take the day off if you can. That was not in the cards for me today, but if you could, it would have been good. At 11:01 p.m., so we got a while to go yet, the moon slinks into Scorpio, a lunation best for research, budgeting, intuitive hits, secret meetings, and behind-the-scenes activities. Shh. So today is a power day for Libra and a weak day for Aries, despite the Venus in Aries. And Katie is here. Hello, Katie. Hello, Katie, and hello, Dina. Oh my God, Dina, it's so nice to see you. All right, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday finds the sun conjunct Mercury at 6:02 a.m. That is when I will be waking up. An aspect that is terrific for newsletters, meetings, and compassionate speeches. Venus is in conjunction with Neptune at 6:27 a.m. This is Eastern Standard Time, adding an artistic flair into the weekend. With a Scorpio moon in the background, your intuition will guide you in every conversation or creative endeavor. If you wake up feeling raring to go, that's the Moon Mars trine at 6:33 a.m. It's a golden opportunity to market your business. I will try to. I will try to, as Teresa suggests, automate a campaign. However, watch out for grumpy attitudes as wannabe dictators rattle sabers when the moon squares Pluto at 8:14 a.m. That energy eases up 2 hours later, leaving the rest of Saturday for all sorts of creative and top secret activities. Now, Sunday finds the moon in a trine with Mercury at 7:16 a.m. This is marvelous for early morning marketing efforts and newsletters. A Venus-Saturn conjunction at 9:40 a.m. bodes well for creative discipline, PR campaigns, and serious meetings. It hangs around for 3 days. Make art, noise, or connections. The Moon-Sun trine at 11:42 a.m. offers an opportunity to enchant the public with a live stream, a speech, or a PR campaign. All in all, the weekend is pretty dope for business. And both days, Saturday and Sunday, are power days for Scorpio and weekdays for Taurus. Oh, that's kind of good then. That's good, Dina. I'm working in an art gallery tomorrow. Perfect. Let your intuition guide you in every conversation or creative endeavor. That works perfectly. So, does anyone have any questions about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday for an astrological reason why? If not, I'll give it about a minute or so, and then we'll do the unboxing of the Wise Cat Tarot. And I brought out my embroidery scissors. So I did find my Morticia Adams embroidery scissors. See, I got them, but I don't think I need them. It wasn't cellophane wrapped. So here's hoping that we need them or don't. I don't know. I don't know. But I was ready. I came prepared. Like a tarot Girl Scout. I came prepared. Fran says, oh, good. I need to shampoo my carpets, though I don't think my roommate would appreciate me doing it at 3 a.m. Yeah, probably not. Maybe not at 3 a.m. All right, I'm going to close this tabby tab because it looks like everything's okay. And I'm going to take away my beautiful prepared performer ring light because it doesn't hold much of a charge anymore. Even when I charge it, it doesn't really charge. So it doesn't give off a huge amount of light. And I don't feel like setting up my huge ring light from Socialite. So, all right. If there's no questions about the AstroBiz Digest, I mean, you can feel free to put it back in the chat and I will take a peeky. But I know the reason why you're here, guys. I know. The Wise Cat Tarot. So New to Me by Stella Andromeda, using the wisdom of the cat to enhance your tarot reading. Very nice box. Here we go. And it looks like a flip out, not necessarily a magnetic closure. And Katie's going to do some weeds from the garden. So learn to walk through life with the confidence and intelligence of the cat. The tarot is a guide to divining our higher purpose, and Wise Cat Tarot taps into feline energy to enhance the insights of the 78 cards of the major and minor arcana that can help empower our decisions every day. In this new book and card set from best-selling author and esoteric practitioner Stella Andromeda, she provides an explanation of each card's meaning, their numerology and astrological links, and how to work with and trust this energy using different spreads to reveal the possibilities open to us in the light of our past, current, or future situation. For tarot and cat aficionados alike, this is the perfect gift to ourselves and others. a personal guide to help turn dreams into reality. There's the back there. All right, before we dive in, hydration station. All right. So let's open this sucker up. Oh, no, I do need my embroidery scissors because it is sealed right over here. So let's gently slice. So it opens up like yeah. We have, I guess, the guidebook at the top. Okay. Guidebook is about yay thick. And we have our tarot cards here. Okay. Tarot cards here. Here are the backs. All right. Starting with the Fool. And then we go into the Cup suit, the Wands, the Swords, and the Coins, or Pentacles. It looks like these are color-coded. So you've got the Major Arcana. The Major Arcana doesn't look like it's specifically color-coded. It looks like different colors. But then the Minor Arcana, it looks like Cups have a blue border. Wands have an orange border. Swords have a pink border. And Pentacles or Coins have a yellow border. And if we're wondering about reversals versus not reversals, here are the backs. So even if it's upright or reversed, you wouldn't be able to tell from the backs, which I know is a concern to some people. Okay. Before we go through the Major Arcana, let's take a look at the book. So what is the tarot? How can we use the tarot? Why cat wisdom? Getting started with the tarot and your own wisdom. Major Arcana, Minor Arcana, Cups, Wands, Swords, and Coins. Full color guidebook, guys. And it looks like each of the cards have the name of the card, cat's wisdom, a meaning or interpretation. It then has the planetary ruler, the numerology, and reverse meanings for each and every card. However, weirdly enough, the color coding for the borders does not follow into the color coding of the book, which is a little bit odd, I think. Like, if you're going to do color coding, you might as well like go all the way through, right? Just a thought. And then Stella Andromeda is astrologer and author of internationally best-selling series of 12 zodiac titles, Seeing Stars, along with Love Match, Cat Astrology, Dog Astrology, Astro Birthdays, and Astro Affirmations, also published by Hardy Grant. Her interest in the tarot is aligned to her knowledge of astrology. Wise Cat Tarot, she celebrates the link between the cards and feline wisdom. And the illustrator of this deck is Evie O. It was published in 2023. New book smell. New book smell. Yeah, but the color coding doesn't follow into the guidebook, which I think is a little bit strange choice, if there was even a choice. So let's do the majors, and then we will go ahead and shuffle this up. Well, majors first, and then if there's any particular cards that you guys want to see, let me know, and then we'll look at those cards, and then we'll shuffle them up. So, the Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor, the Hierophant, the Lovers, the Chariot, Strength, the Hermit, the Wheel of Fortune, Justice. That's a very Three of Swordsy Justice right there. The Hanged Man, Death, Temperance, the Devil, the Tower, the Star, the Moon, the Sun, Judgment, and the World. So that is the majors. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the majors up. If you're wondering about cardstock, it is very thin. It's incredibly thin. I just wish it was a little bit thicker. Like, I feel like I'm gonna ruin this deck within one shuffle. All right. Any requests for cards you want to see? Now, I know I usually want to see the High Priestess. I usually want to see pretty much all of the queens. Um, yeah, those are the big ones to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And I'll show you guys too. So here's the Queen of Cups. Here's the Queen of Wands. Here's the Queen of Swords. And here is the Queen of Coins. Any other requests? The aces are quite nice too. And Lynn is also here. Hello, Lynn. Welcome. All right. Any other requests for particular cards you want to see in the Wise Cat Tarot? See, I must be psychic, right, Katie? You did my request of the Queen, so now I can't think of card to ask for. Yes, Lynn or Dina or Fran, are there any particular cards that you want to see? Let's see. I'm curious. I want to see what the Three of Swords looks like. It's a little. It's kind of on the nose, but there's no real like sadness to it. I mean, like I like the. I understand, and this is no slight to my client that gave me these, like, and I will use them for the rest of the month. I will, but you know, this I feel like is one of those examples of a deck that is, you know, it does incorporate cats, but maybe I'll get more out of it if I like look at the guidebook for, you know, the planetary associations, the numerology, the reversals, cat's wisdom. Maybe we'll get more out of it as we use it over the next month, or as I use it over the next month to pull our card of the day. But like right now, like as like first impressions, I'm just like, there's not much to it. It feels like a very surface deck, but we'll see. I could be surprised, and I'm willing to be surprised. Katie's asking for the 10 of Pentacles. I'm sorry, 10 of Coins. I mean, listen, I'm willing to be wrong. Like, please, Wise Cat Tarot, please prove me wrong. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle up. Yeah, this is a very, very thin deck. Like here, you guys can see, you can already see like kind of the swoop. And that was as I unboxed it. That's not from me shuffling it. That's literally how it came. So I don't know if this deck will last the month that we're going to work with it, but here's hoping. All right. Let's integrate those cards and let's put it out there. Now that we've done the major arcana, let's do the mid-episode reading in which one lucky viewer can win a free 3-card reading with me live on the broadcast from the Wise Cat Tarot. So we're going to put up that crawler, and we are going to put up the lottery jar, and the comment snake. And our countdown. So those of you who have watched before, participated before, you know to be considered for a live reading, comment tarot into the chat, just tarot, lowercase TAROT, to be considered for the mid-episode reading. And I will go ahead and start the timer for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Right. Katie's saying it will be interesting to see how your readings go, whether the symbols jump out at you. Yeah, it feels very like, it feels, how do I put it? Flat? Feels a little flat. So we'll see. All right, Lynn's in. And as we're waiting, I will go ahead and integrate the major arcana into the minor arcana. And then shuffle and then integrate again. And as usual for the mid-episode reading, I will do my reading first before consulting with the guidebook, just because I don't want to be unduly influenced by the guidebook. All right, Fran's in. So I'll do like a first pass interpretation based on the cards that come up. And my own personal and professional experience with those cards and what they mean. And then I'll take a look at the guidebook and see what Stella Andromeda, which feels a little like a pen name, has to say. It was actually funny when my client gave this to me. She was just like, I don't know the protocol. Like, is it okay that I'm just like, oh, the myth about like, aren't you supposed to buy or aren't you supposed to be gifted a deck or and like, I don't know if it's okay or not. I'm just like, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. You can buy your own deck. You can be gifted your deck, but you don't have to steal it. You know, like, and we did an episode on this about myth busting on the tarot. I feel like I did that like one of the very first episodes that I did of this live stream. That was the topic, myth busting. I was feeling very nostalgic. So I went back and I watched some of that episode and I was just like, oh, wow. I was really organized and I had all like the lower thirds set up and it's just like myth number 1. And then I talked about the myth and then I talked about why, and then I busted the myth. So it felt like very, you know, the TV show Mythbusters, but for tarot. That's kind of what I did in that episode. So if you want to check that out, you can just go over to my Tube of You channel and search my channel Myths, and it'll come right up. All right. Lynn is in. Fran is in. Any other takers? Any other competitors for the mid-episode reading tonight? Katie says the 10 of Pentacles had a feeling of happiness with the cats, seemingly running around, but still not sure. Yeah, it did have a bright and cheery kind of demeanor to it, but like, I don't know, just from first glance, it just feels like very, very flat. Or maybe I've just been spoiled with the Shadowscapes tarot for the last month. Like, now I understand why everyone goes cuckoo bananas for the Shadowscapes. I get it now. I get it. I'm sorry. I'm late to the party, but I get it now. All right. So let's pick a winner for tonight. The winner tonight is Lynn. Congratulations, Lynn. You are the winner of the mid-episode reading. Please go ahead and put your question into the chat, and I will pull 3 cards from the Wise Cat Tarot. do have a nice feel to them. Like, yes, they are a little bit thin, but they have a glide to it, which is kind of nice. Yes, it can certainly be a general reading. So whenever anyone asks like a general reading, it kind of falls into like, kind of like, what do you most need to know right now? Or what action do you need to take? Or kind of advicey. So let's see. General reading for Lynn. Okay. Let's see. All right, Lynn, you are getting the Six of Wands. You're getting the Five of Wands. And you're getting the Hanged Man. So I'm actually going to shuffle and pull one more card for you, just because that six and five of Wands feels a little too close together. Makes me feel a little like I didn't shuffle quite enough for you. So let me pull one more card. Seven of Wands. That to me is more of a sign. It's just like, no, you shuffled enough. Those are the correct cards. 6-7, as the kids say. So generally speaking, the Six of Wands is the card of like the Lord of Victory in a traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck. It has an air of success, but it also kind of asks the questions, or at least I ask the question of my clients, what does success mean to you? And if success looked the same as failure, and if the success looks the same as everything else, how will you know that you've achieved your goals is if success looks the same as any other day. So the Six of Wands to me kind of has that vibe of like, celebrate yourself, like celebrate your successes. Otherwise, you're not going to know the feeling of success if you don't celebrate yourself. If it's going to feel like anything else. It's going to feel like everything else or anything else. So when the Six of Wands comes up in a reading for people, I will say like, well, did you celebrate that? Like, especially like, yes, it is general. Like, I understand you're asking for a general reading, but it's just like, sometimes people will ask me about their career and they get the Six of Wands and I'm just like, okay, but they're feeling dissatisfied with their job. And I'm just like, did you celebrate that promotion? Did you go out to dinner? Did you buy yourself a nice piece of jewelry? Did you take the time to fully like feel that success and that accomplishment? And then they'll usually say like, oh, no, I didn't actually, or I didn't want to brag about it because like I felt really bad for my coworker because they didn't get that promotion, or, you know, and it's just like, so you have to like celebrate your success because otherwise you won't feel the difference when it does happen. So you're also getting the Five of Wands and then the Seven of Wands I pulled just to like, are you sure that's the correct card? It is the correct card. So Five of Wands. Oh, nice. Okay. So Five of Wands and Seven of Wands, that like, to me, this I know you were saying general, but sometimes the tarot is just like, let's talk about this. I feel like the Six of Wands is like, give yourself a pat on the back for what you are doing along that looking for a job. The Five of Wands, so I should also hold these up. So there's the Six of Wands. The Five of Wands is typically a card of competition, a card of like, we call it in card slingers vernacular, we call it the stupid tent card, because in Rider-Waite-Smith, it's like all of these different people with the different sticks, and they're trying to like, it looks like they're trying to build a structure, but like they can't seem to agree on like what the structure looks like, or, you know, where to put things. And the Five of Wands, these cats, it's almost like it definitely does have that vibe, but for cats. So you've got one cat with their paw on the wand. There's another cat's ass, you know, and he's like going out that way. There's one looking this way. There's one looking that way. It feels very almost disorganized in a way, but it feels very like competitive too. but I'm also feeling like disorganization. So it's just like, you're doing a good job, like pat yourself on the back for doing a good job and like fighting the good fight. But this does feel like a very competitive market for whatever it is, whatever job that you're seeking. And also, it feels like there needs to be a little bit more structure. It does feel like almost throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. So it's just like, I feel like you do have to be a little bit more exacting about what you're looking for, or like tweaking your resume a little bit more. Like something needs to get tweaked a little bit, because right now it just feels like there's like a lot of randomness where it's just like if I cast this wide a net, like something's got to pick up. And it's just like, actually, if you're a little bit more discerning, I think you will fare a lot better. So that's 5 of Wands. And then 7 of Wands, just to check if these two cards are correct, the 7 of Wands coming up, it's almost like cat on a hot tin roof. Like that cat is balancing on top of the rocks that are near this like fence with the 7 of Wands. Now, the 7 of Wands to me is a card, usually it's a card of like defensiveness and like fending people off. This, I feel like it's more, and again, I've got to go with where my eye is going for the interpretation. It feels like more of a balancing act. And it feels very, the sevens are like, you're past the halfway point, but you're not quite there yet. So just shine on a little bit longer. Look for sevens as like kind of like your marker that you're heading in the right direction, and give yourself a little bit more balance as well, because it does really feel like you're kind of like perched up there, like you're the cat up there perched and like trying to like, it's almost like in finding the balance, you have to keep moving in order to find the balance, because otherwise if you stay still on top of that, those rocks are going to slide out. So keep moving in order to actually move forward and keep your balance. So that's 3. The final card is the Hanged Man. So that feels like a little bit of stuckness, a little bit of sacrifice. And the Hanged Man to me is that kind of that breath before everything. So it's just like, it feels like very chaotic energy, but it's almost like with the Hanged Man, it's like, you ain't seen nothing yet. Like this is actually the calm. This is actually the calm, and it's just like, and it's gonna get crazier. And you're going to wish it was this calm as you go forward. So it's just like, enjoy, like it's almost like enjoy this precipice moment that you're on. Like take that deep breath before diving into the next phase, because it feels like you're in like one phase of this, and it's like you're about to move into the next phase and you feel it. It's almost like a change of season in a way, but with this situation. So like enjoy that breath, enjoy that calm, because things are going to really rev up. Okay, so that's my general interpretation as I see the cards from my 20 years of tarot experience. I can't believe I've been reading tarot professionally for 20 years. That's like crazy. Time does fly. So let's go to the guidebook. So for the 6 of Wands, the cat's wisdom is a good leader knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. What this cat wisdom is telling us is true, and what matters most is goes the way, as it shows how a good leader must be both authentic and present. Your keywords now need to be we and our and us. You've grown enough in stature and spiritual maturity to understand that nobody travels the journey of life without help. Now it's your turn to offer collaborative leadership and a helping hand where it's needed. Don't be afraid to step out and extend that hand. People are waiting. The planetary ruler is Jupiter, optimistic, hopeful, generous, and compassionate. Numerologically, it's 6, an invitation to go deeper with your spiritual work and connections as well, that networking. And then the reversed, I'm not even going to... I'm going to read this part, but it's just like, it's not reversed because I don't know if I want to read with reversals with this deck yet. But this is a good part of it. If there's a red flag, don't ignore it, but step away and re-engage your heart for greater clarity. So it's just like there may be some red flags, but instead of being like, oh, no, never mind, just step away and breathe and reassess. All right. The Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is turn your doubts into faith and you'll have everything you need. The conflict may be inner or outer, but the question is it yours? Or are you taking on other people's feelings about a situation that may not even be of your making? This card is an invitation to stand up for your values and to reveal who you are. Yes, you'll have doubts too, but deep down, you know what's right for you. Don't be afraid to walk away. So that Six of Wands and the Five of Wands kind of work in tandem, where it's just like, if you do see that red flag and you do step away and you do reassess, then you can walk away, but not before that. So the Five of Wands, planetary ruler is Saturn. The teacher energy of this planet will keep returning to give you your karmic lessons. So there's a bit of like karmic lessons in it, or a repeating lesson that's in this. Numerology of 5 bridges the lower and higher numbers from 1 to 10. This is a pivotal point. We talk about the fives in Card Slingers about having a spiky energy. Especially the wands and the swords, they have a spikiness to them. That's just, you're like halfway in and halfway out. So just keep that in mind. Now, the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands, control only what you can and let the rest go. Like all the more challenging cards, this one invites us to dig deeper and ask what's really going on here. Why does it feel as if you're on a treadmill and no one is listening to any of the ways you've been suggesting that would make things easier for all involved? There could be some jealousy working its way through the situation. So I guess that's what the cat means up on there, that treadmill energy. Planetary ruler is Mars. Passionate Mars symbolizes difficult conflicts, but also gives you the drive to push on. Numerology of 7, mystical 7 tells you to trust your own intuition and knowing you can rely on them. Some of the reverse meanings kind of are applicable here, but like not all of them. So remain guided by your heart. The going is tough right now, and it is testing your faith, but remain guided by your heart. Now, finally, the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man, Cat's wisdom, it takes great courage to become unstuck. There is much wisdom to be found in stillness, and while the Hanged Man card can feel like a punishment, it shows us the world in a new way. Like, basically, the Hanged Man is just like, the timing is not the way you want it. And it's just like, you kind of have to release the timing. It's not your timing, but the timing is probably better in hindsight than you ever could time it yourself. It shows us the world in a new way. We may need to be metaphorically turned upside down if we are to expand our understanding. But if, like the Hanged Man, we can embrace this temporary tethering, then we can, when we are ready, step out again, far better equipped to do the work our soul brought us here for. Planetary ruler is Neptune, the psychic planet of the subconscious and dreams. It reminds us that still waters run deep. 12 is life is a cycle, and the number 12 calls on us to be sensitive and patient and to wait for our turn. That's a key word of the Hanged Man: patience and sacrifice. Yeah. There is a little bit of the versal in this, being scared that you're going to be stuck like this forever, but nothing ever stays the same. So be patient. That phrase of "this too shall pass," keep on reminding yourself of that. All right, Lynn, I hope this reading helped you. Okay, I'm pleasantly surprised at this guidebook. I think it's providing a lot more depth than the flat my initial surface concerns. The guidebook does help in this. Um, my one my one concern about it is like I don't really know where that guidebook meaning is coming from the images that are in those cards being referenced. Like I know what the cards energy is because I know the structure of the tarot, but like I'm just not seeing those images like playing out in the cards. But could be wrong. Again, this is my first impressions, as always, during an unboxing. But Lynn, thank you very much for putting yourself out there and being vulnerable enough to being read for in a public space. We all appreciate it, and I hope this reading helped you. So, do we want to do the weekend forecast? Is there any other cards that people wanted to see from the... You're very welcome, Lynn. You're very, very welcome. Is there any other cards that people wanted to see before we wrap up this episode with the weekend forecast? Okay. Before we get into the weekend forecast, a public service announcement. A shameless self-promotion, as it were. Please feel free, wherever you're tuning in from, to subscribe, click the bell for notifications, share this with your friends if you're so interested, if they have an interest in tarot or the metaphysical or witchiness or magic. Please share this live stream with them. I've been doing this for 6 years now, pretty much every Friday night. Yes, there have been times of, I know I haven't broadcast since last month. I'm trying to be more consistent about it. But just a reminder, we do this every Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Book of Face and the Two of You. And if you did not win mid-episode reading tonight or in the recent past, you can feel free to book a reading on my website, tarotbyhilary.com. I do tarot sessions. I do EFT tapping sessions as well. I do both, where we combine both tarot and tapping together, which is a fantastic somatic modality that works really, really well with tarot. So we can do that too. So many options available, tarotbyhilary.com. And I would appreciate a follow. Thank you. All right, let us do the weekend forecast. We have been working with the instant guidance, I guess, algorithm, little game thing on Rebecca Campbell's website, where we have access to basically all of her different oracle decks that she chooses to share. So I do also have a mega deck that I've combined with the Work Your Light Oracle and the Starseed Oracle together. Those are the two Oracle decks that I have from her. But I'm open to purchasing more of the decks from her, like the Healing Waters, like the Sacred Stones. There is, I think, there's the Sacred. I think there's the Rose Oracle as well. But let's pull a card from there. Oh, shoot. Aha. All right. For this weekend, what do we need to know? Okay. Let's see if I can share this on screen. So it is a card from the Work Your Light Oracle, which I do own, but it's in the other room. And that card is Answer the Call. So this weekend, we are being asked to answer the call. Let's see if I've got that one saved. I'm fairly certain I do. Doesn't look like it. Hold on it. Hold on a tick. I can definitely display that though. All right. Where'd I go? All right, there we go. Let's make that a little bit bigger. Okay, so this is the Answer the Call card from the Work Your Light Oracle by Rebecca Campbell with art by Danielle Noel, who created the Moonchild Tarot and the Star Child Tarot. And I think Danielle Noel is actually re-releasing a new version new edition of the Moonchild Tarot, if I'm remembering correctly. And I kind of want it. It looks beautiful. And I never owned it before. I only have the Star Child Tarot, not the Moonchild. So magpie mode activated. All right. So this weekend, answer the call from the guidebook. What is your soul calling you to do? Your guidance is divinely guided. You are being called to answer the call of your soul. It may be scary. It might not make sense. But if you trust your soul's yearnings, you will live a life beyond what your mind could possibly imagine. Answering your soul's calling is not a one-time thing, rather a lifelong dance. Deep down, you already know what you long for, what your soul yearns for. Whatever you are called to do, that is your calling. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for permission. Just say yes. Most people are waiting for a step-by-step plan before they take the first step. But intuition doesn't work like that. Yeah, it really doesn't. It takes faith and courage to answer the calls of your soul. And that's why most people don't do it. But you are not most people. You are in exactly the right place to answer your calling now. You don't need to know the whole plan. You don't even need to know where it is leading. You just need to take the next step. No one has ever had the complete, perfect plan. There is no end destination. There is no right or wrong way to do it, and you do not need permission from anyone else. Sometimes the more resistance we have around answering a soul calling, the more important it is to our soul's growth. So the inquiry that goes along with this card is, what is your soul calling you to do? And again, that card is from the Work Your Light Oracle. If you're feeling triggered, so am I. That message is just as much for me as it is for you. All right. So answer the call this weekend. Okay. Thank you all so much for watching and enjoying the Wise Cat Tarot. Like I said, we will be working with this deck for the remainder of March. Please follow me on social media so you can see more of it every day and get your card of the day energy. Until next week, Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am Hilary, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, here to demystify the mystical and put you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Yeah, Katie's like, yes, it's poking. Poke, poke, poke. Yes, it sure is. But y'all know, yeah, the cards come for us all, me included. So Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, everybody. I will see you next week, Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, Standard Time, for another episode of divination, metaphysical stuff, whatever you guys want to see, whatever you guys want to learn. Let me know. I would be happy to teach it. Bye.